Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Thank you for checking our videos out. So today we'll be talking about variable operators, the kind of operations that can be performed on PHP variables. Remember previously we've talked about variables. We've talked about what data type can be stored in variables. Today we'll be talking about operations. What are operations in PHP? So first to talk about arithmetic operator, the kind of operation you can do on PHP that involves arithmetic value. So let's say we have an integer, which is 8, a float, then if I dump the sum, that's integer plus float. If I dump everything, we are going to get the sum, which is 91.99 float. So the float would force the integer to be a float too. So basically the final value will be a float. Float coerce the integer data type. In PHP, we have what we call type coercion, type juggling, so to say. Type juggling concept involves it's a situation whereby we are going to have a different, let's say for instance we have an integer like this, that is like this 8. If you sum these two together, if you sum them together, what do you think you get? If you sum 8 plus using this addition operator, if you sum them together, what do you think will happen? You can see 16. So basically in PHP, we don't have variable declaration. What I mean by variable declaration now is in the Java, something like this. Something like this. Although we have it in PHP, but what I mean is if you are declaring your variable, PHP is forgiving in the area whereby it doesn't mandate it for you to declare your variable type before you define your variable value. So basically, when you have something like this, you are declaring your variable type before the value of your variable. Some languages like Java mandates this, but in PHP is forgiving. It will coerce these two values as integer. That's why we have something like this. So we can also have a subtraction operator. So basically, subtraction operator is this. There isn't negative, that's minus sign. So it gives you we also have a multiplication. We have power. You can see the value of the power. So that's what arithmetic operator is. We have a multiplication power. We also have modulo. So basically, modulo will give you the remainder of a division. So basically, if you say, let's say 3, so integer divided by 3, that's 5 divided by, sorry, this division operator. So what does that give us? You can see 1.67. So that means 3 goes in when how many times the integer 3 goes in 5, it goes in 1.67 times. So if you now use modulo, this is called modulo. This percentage sign is not doing the work of percent, it's doing the work of modulo. So it's going to give you a remainder. So you can see now 2. So because if 3 goes in 5, 1 places, it remains 2. So that's how that one works. So you can see 3 plus 2. So 3 in 1 places. So if you make this like 15, so that will be 3 in what? In 5 places. 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3. I say 3 in 5 places, and there will be no remainder, which is 0. So the remainder will be 0. So that's why if you do something like this, you will not see anything. It's telling that it's 0, no value. That's the value is 0. So that's the concept of modulo. In PHP, we can have something like we can have something like negative. So negative means you are changing this to negative. You can see -15. You can have identity called identity, conversion of a value to float, integer negation. So you can check more on this. We also have string operation. String operation involves using let's see, you can see this concept here. You can see hello world. So what you are doing here is you are trying to concatenate. It's called, the term is used, concatenate. This operator is concatenator. It's taking the string and appending it to another string. So if you now say B, button B should give you hello world. You can see hello world. So yeah, this is how we have string concatenation. See, it's called string operator. So we can also have type juggling. So I've talked about type juggling, whereby you are forcing a string, which is you can see this is a string. Once you multiply it with a number, remember this. Okay, let me explain this type of value for you. This kind of operator are called augment. I use the term augmentor. Augmentor operator. That's my term. Basically, you are actually padding. You are taking a previous value and performing an operation to a new value. So you can have something like this generally. Yes, with any operator to work. So what it does is, if you have, let's say you have an integer that the first thing is 3, is 2. If you now say the integer should be, you now say you use any of these operator, you can use any of them. So let's say you choose this, or you choose addition. You can use any of them. You now say integer should be 4. So automatically this will give you 6, because you've declared as 2 already. You now augment it with another value. So that's what this operator does. So it allows you to quickly add rather than just declaring integer again and saying integer plus 4. Rather than doing it like this, you do it like this. That's the short form. Now we now have logical operator. Basically, logical operator allows you to do some logical operations on the PHP expression. So basically, this is what we mean. We are telling you, okay, you can see. So something like this. The reason why I'm going to the documentation very well is because I want you to be familiar with the documentation, because that's basically where your skill lies. The more you can go through that documentation, the more you know about the functions, PHP APIs, so that you won't be writing code that are redundant or that are not efficient enough. Once you get familiar with the documentation, you are going to see the best approach to implement any feature you come across in your career. So basically, these are logical operators. You can see they are working, they perform operation uh, on logical expression. So if I say, okay, if this person is admin, so if I say, okay, is admin is true, and is admin is enabled, should be able to what, log in. So this is the login. So this is the concept of logical operators. So basically what he's doing is to check the condition of his admin and tell you that, okay, his admin is disabled. So if you now say s echo logout, or you are not authorized. So basically, if you do this, let's see what you will see. You can see the logical expression. It's saying you are not authorized because it's disabled. So if I say, okay, this person is enabled, what does it do? It say login because you are what? Enabled. So if I now say, okay, and I say based on the logical operator, and I say true and what? True and false, true or false. And I say is admin is true and what? Enabled. What will that give us? Can you guess? Can you guess what will give us? Is admin is true or enabled? What will that give us? Login. So if you now you can see the logical operator. If I now say disabled, what would that give us? You have to use and. So the difference between this is admin is true and is admin is enabled. Now, the concept behind these two variables is when you have true and true, it gives you true. So everything is true. Disabled is essentially true. So if I use a variable here that is not true, let's say variable var, and var is false. Var is false. Now, if you are saying true and false, what does that give you? Let's see what it gives us. It gives us you are not authorized because true and false is false. You cannot have true and false together. You can only have true and true. If you have true and true, it will give you true. And then that one will say we are logging. You can see now. So basically, this is a logical operator. You can use it to turn off your program to switch. It's called branching. You are switching from one branch to another. It's called conditional flow methodology. You are changing your flow, you are changing the flow of your program based on some conditions. That's what you are doing. So you are going to get more. We have different kind of logical operators. You can see true or full. So if full is true, this will be false. If foo is true or false, this will be true. True or false is true. True and true is true. False, false and false is false. False or false is false. False or true is true. True or true is true. You are going to get used to it. You don't need to cram it. One thing in programming is no cramming. You need to understand a concept. You need to understand the underlying concept. Don't cram anything. Once you get familiar with everything, you know it naturally. You don't need to cram anything. Thank you for your time. Next time we meet again. Thank you.